Hey, welcome to the podcast, Uncle Dave.
Yeah, and look, we're going to talk about the Cats' great win. Still going on about it.
I gave you a couple of stickers there, Dave.
Thank you for the stickers.
You, mate. And you got tickets too.
I did get tickets, which is great, off a dentist.
I know. Sam Pang let you down. I didn't get you. He tried to get you some freebies.
He tried.
He asked Kerry Stokes, the boss of Channel 7. But I don't think he took him that seriously, Dino.
Stokes is an actual billionaire, a real-life billionaire.
He should have had heaps.
Irene off Home and Away came on.
I love Irene.
Oh, my gosh.
You've got something in common with her, Dino.
Yeah, you'll find out what that is.
Absolutely, and Neale Whitaker, of course. The block's gone crazy this year. Neale Whitaker in studio. He loves us, Dino.
Yeah, they call him Neil Big Dickicker. No, they don't.
Do they?
And
I didn't know that about it.
They just don't. And I lost my mind. Enjoy the podcast.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your, I'm going to say, Thursday.
It's a Thursday, Christine Swan. Now, how are you? Up in Sydney, of course, for the Channel 10 Upfronts, where you are hosting, I believe.
Listen, I don't want to give too much away, but it may involve being winched in from the ceiling.
Hugh Jackman style.
Awesome.
Hugh Jackman style, yes, we went through it. We did a run-through yesterday, and my God, spectacular and nerve-wracking. Absolutely nerve-wracking, but fabulous to do something that I'm scared of, you know?
Well,
Hey,
just be careful, because there was a famous wrestling tournament. I'm not sure whether it was WrestleMania or one of those big ones, Swanee, and they decided to do the same thing with a wrestler. His name was Owen Hart, and he decided to lower him in from the roof of the stadium, and the line snapped. The line snapped, and he landed in the ring, and they thought it was all part of the act. But he was carried out in a body bag.
Yes, all good information ahead of that's excellent information ahead of this.
Dead, Swanee. The
this
wrestler
event.
is dead.
Well, you know what? Oh, well,
Just to confirm.
at least I went out doing what I love.
Loved, yes.
You know?
Getting lowered from a roof.
Getting
stadium.
lowered from a roof
You
for a
make
Channel
sure-
10 lol.
You make sure that idiot that's doing your ropes has 3 backups.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very fun, guys, and I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. Very exciting, though. Lynn McGranger is coming in.
Who is?
Live, Irene from Home and Away, and I get to see her here in
Irene.
Sydney.
That sucks.
I'm very excited.
You get to be a friend in real life.
Yeah, man.
Dave O'Neill's coming in, which is
Yes.
always amazing. Also, if you want to win 25K, guess Brownie's missing word. Chris,
Yeah.
it's going to be at 8 o'clock. You get a guess, but if you want a little clue.
It wouldn't be a day at the Melbourne Cup Carnival without a...
Without a what, John?
Without a what? A shoey for Shano.
I'm going to say there's already been a winner. There's already been a winner.
Yeah,
We've already said that, and that's an incorrect answer.
We've
So
had-
don't roll with a winner because, and that's actually factually incorrect as well, Swanee. You never get a winner when you go to these big days. You get all excited. You got the form guy in the back pocket.
Yeah.
You've still got your high heels on.
Yeah.
But you're not walking away with any winners
That's
that day.
true, man. Next up, I caught the plane with a luminary, and I'll tell you who that was next.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
How good is exploring our amazing backyard again?
And ticking off all Aussie big things. Pineapples, bananas, melons.
That's making me hungry.
Head to whatif.com and start planning your big Aussie adventure.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Now, I feel like I've got a very normal life apart from when I have to work and be a bit fancy, and it still is a thrill for me. It's 20 years next year since I've been working in this biz.
In show business.
In show business, and it's still a surprise, and like I'm not worthy whenever I check my ticket and the company's booked me business class. I'm like, really?
Hey, turn
I know.
left.
Turning left.
Done.
That's where the cutlery's made of metal.
Correct.
It is too.
They trust you with a real knife.
Crown
And
Lager's
so-
up the front too.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, John. Thank you very much.
And I just want to table that as it is still very much a thrill. Is it still a thrill for you, Brownie? Or not really? You're sort of used to
It's
it.
become normal. It's a bit normally. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well-
that's okay.
Yeah, no,
I like
that's,
your honesty.
yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I'm up here in Sydney for
What's this plastic cutlery? Oh, my goodness.
for Channel 10, and they did book me on business class, which was a massive thrill. I always feel very fancy, but also, you know, like I'm stealing something, or like someone's going to come and pull me out by the collar and say, "Get back to cattle class where you belong." Anyway, one time I was flying business class, or maybe I was even just walking through the business class cabin on the way to my economy seat many, many years ago, and I saw Bob Hawke sitting in 1A.
Oh, yes. 1A.
Now, people may not know, and I certainly didn't know at the time, but you are seated in business class according to your importance.
Really?
Yes.
I was in row 2 the other day.
Who was in?
Can't believe it.
Who was in one?
My wife.
Really? So I always check 1A when I'm walking through to the economy cabin to see who's there. And I've always spotted lots of other people, fancy people in 1A.
Larry Emder.
Politicians, not so much celebrities, but certainly politicians and
Yeah.
dignitaries. So ever since I saw Bob Hawke in seat 1A, me and my dad have referred, because Dad loves a bit of fancy, we've referred to that as the Prime Minister's seat. And whenever I fly business class, I'll tell him who was in the Prime Minister's seat. Yesterday when I flew up, I was in 1A.
Minister seat.
I know.
That's great.
That is great.
Cop that,
And
everyone.
Cop it. Sweet.
Well,
So
last time I saw someone of significance in 1A, Sam Kekovich. So you're in that category now.
Correct.
The two of you in the Prime Minister's seat.
Correct.
High praise.
I'm signing a lamb endorsement right now.
Well,
Isn't he the lamb guy?
Oh,
Yeah, he's the lamb guy because there was always rumours I heard from a very good source that 1A Swanee, Qantas, had given 1A lifetime status to, as in free flights 1A status, to only 2 people. That was Greg Norman
And Ralph
Mick.
Fiennes.
No, not Ralph Fiennes. He preferred the...
He likes the toilet.
Dunnies.
One of the great stories.
No, Mick Doohan and Greg Norman.
Really?
So there you go. 1A really has
Yes.
some kudos about
Wow,
it.
Swanee.
Yeah,
And
it
me and my dad have been referring to it as, the Prime Minister's seat for years and years. Anyway, I got the Prime Minister's seat and I sat in it yesterday. I was in, my runners and my activewear, just feeling completely ridiculous. Anyway, I texted my dad and I said, guess who's in the Prime Minister's seat? Took a photo of the boarding pass, sent it to him. Anyway, as I was getting up to leave, when the plane landed, I got my trusty Kathmandu backpack out of the overhead locker and I slipped it on, looked to my left, and guess who was in the row behind me?
Ding dong, please, ding dong.
Julia Gillard. An actual Prime Minister.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Swanee's up in rainy ass Sydney.
has not stopped raining up there.
Has
it's breaking
not.
the record for the most rain in a season. Wow. Sydney, it's
Unbelievable.
amazing, in a year. Now, this chess story's been huge. It's the gift that keeps on giving, where the Grandmaster chess player, Hans Niemann, he's only a young bloke as well. He looks a little bit older than what he actually is. Well, he's been accused of cheating, Swanee. Now, he came up against the world number 1 recently and beat the world number 1, mind you. That man is Magnus Carlsen. Now, Magnus Carlsen immediately afterwards accused Niemann of cheating. Called him a dirty cheat, Swanee.
Did it involve anal beads?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, Niemann has subsequently made the headlines because he has been accused of using anal beads to defeat Carlsen. Now, when I think of cheating, Swanee, I automatically go straight to anal beads.
100. Don't we all?
Specifically vibrating ones.
Yes.
Yes. So if you can imagine it now, I'm no grandmaster chess player, but you can imagine the anal beads would have been inserted. There'd be some sort of attachment,
Yep.
probably in this day and age via Bluetooth.
Yes.
And then there's obviously someone sitting in the back room with a computer and then punching in all the sort of formulas and go, righto, this is the next move. I'm going to go bang, 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 bang.
Yep.
There's a couple of little buzzers go off in Niemann's sphincter.
Yeah.
And then Niemann makes the next move. And then put it over to you, Carlsen, and then all of a sudden, checkmate, Carlsen was out.
In fairness, this is a plan that I couldn't go along with because it must have taken a lot of preparation and understanding and like being cognizant of Morse code and working out
Absolutely.
what the 3 humps in your bum mean?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
all of that stuff. I mean, I feel like he deserves to win.
Yeah, I agree, Swanee.
It's a big effort, isn't it?
It's extraordinary.
Well, he may have gone too far, though, because they've put the moves against the supercomputer, which is, you can't beat the supercomputer of the chess moves, Swanee, and he would have beaten the supercomputer if they reincarnated those moves. So anyway, it's cheating, though, Swanee. It's elaborate.
I
It's a
know,
great
I
effort.
know.
You got to tick him off and say, what a magnificent effort. Now, we've all been a cheater at some stage in our life, Swanee. Now, I'm not talking about infidelity. You can offer that up if you want, 13, 24, 10, but I'm talking about real cheating. Like me back in the year 12 English exam, Swanee. Angela's Ashes was the book. I hadn't read it. I knew Frank McCourt, the great author, but that's about all I knew apart from the blurb on the back.
What? Did you cheat in your English exam?
Well, Swanee, you get to take a dictionary in. And my dear auntie was the supervisor of the year 12 exam. So I thought, surely she's not going to catch her nephew out. And even if she does, she's going to turn a blind eye. So in amongst the words of the dictionary were the quotes from Angela's Ashes. Because, you need to insert a quote. Just for some sort of, just to make it seem real, like you've read the book.
This is very serious.
That's my technique, Swanee.
Well done,
That's my
brother.
technique. So 13, 24, 10. Dino would have one.
Hey,
Dino's got a cheater written all over him.
I knew the chick at Coles, and I used to get a kilo of prawns and then go to the chick at the checkout, and she put it through as leg ham at a third of the price.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That's great.
That's smart.
That is brilliant. We love it.
And also, you're still paying for it, so it is vaguely honest.
Correct.
Vaguely honest. 13, 24, 10. Are you a cheater? And what's your method?
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Swanee might sound a bit funny because she's up in Raintown, Sydney, but we're talking cheaters.
That's right. A bit like Hans Niemann, who knocked over the number one chess player in the world by using anal beads.
Sorry, I'm just reacting to Dino's. I'm reacting to Dino's reaction to the name Hans Niemann.
Hans Niemann.
You visibly became alert.
It's such a strong name.
Hans Niemann.
He's a bit handsy too, apparently, Swanee.
Right.
That's the male. How do you cheat? What's your technique? We've all cheated out there. Aidan from Listerfield. How are you, Aidan?
Morning, fellas. How you going?
Good.
The way I cheated, a little bit like Brownie, it's the old English. I was whenever you had to get your word count up on a Word essay, like this is on Word on Microsoft,
Yes.
I used to copy the font and then change the colour to white, and that way when the teacher does the word count, you could just throw in a bunch of gibberish at the bottom to bring up the word count.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I used to hate that word count thing. Do you remember that on Microsoft, Swanee?
Oh, do I?
You go and check the words every, you write 3 words and you go back down and check it.
It was a snitch, that thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you remember early on, Aidan, I don't know if you're old enough for this, but there used to be an animated paperclip that would be like a tutor through it. It would go,
Yeah.
It looks like you're writing a letter.
That's the one.
Do you remember the
it.
paperclip?
Oh, I remember the paperclip.
Oh, my
I
God.
heard that paperclip's dead in a ditch right
So
now.
do I.
That's brilliant, boy. Aidan. No, load him up, Dino.
Aiden, you got the Daniel's Donuts first of all. That's a dozen, which is actually 13. But also, mate, a copy of Life and Football by Jonathan Brown.
No cheating
Oh,
amongst that.
fantastic.
I've been racking my brain because, I'm a good Catholic girl, so I don't know too much about cheating for fear of going to hell. But I do remember my memory has never been fantastic. And I remember at school, maybe in year 10 or 11 science, I had to learn the periodic table, which is all the symbols for the elements.
Iron,
and
magnesium,
Bromine.
zinc.
there was no way this brain was holding that information.
Nor should
And
it.
I remember spending a lion's share of my study time writing them down very small and sticking them to the back of my ruler. So I did cheat. I had a wooden ruler with the periodic table on it, and I cheated on that.
Brilliant, Swanee. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Craigo, can you outdo that story from Swanee?
I love cheating. That's a great story. But I cheated when I was working in a bar.
Oh, in a bar. I like the sound of this.
Said no one ever.
Okay, where were you? Where just set the scene for us, Craigo.
It was at 5 a.m. We had one of those late night bars, and I was one of my last shifts. So come on in, I'll look after you. It was a cheers sort of moment, and my boss was really frugal with giving out free drinks. So end of the night, I filled up some of the clear liquids with water. So sorry for those patrons the next week, but my mates had a hell of a...
Fantastic, Craig.
Great.
You're a good boy, Craig.
We're going to give
Thank
you some more hooch for doing that. 6
Yes.
bottles of wine from Zonzo Estate. Enjoy the authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect drop at Zonzo. Go out there. It's in the heart of the Yarra Valley.
I want to be friends with Craig.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good
Don't
time.
we all, yeah.
Dave O'Neill's in next, and we're going to probe him about what he's drinking right now.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. It's Thursday, and as a very special gift and a treat for you, we've got the great man, Dave O'Neill, for your listening pleasure.
Yes, good morning. I don't know how much for longer because my license has been hacked.
What?
What do
Yes.
you mean? Oh, were you an Optus customer?
Yes. Yeah, I'm good luck. I've got 12 points, so you can have it. Good luck, Vladimir.
You can't go overseas.
I'd like to see somebody applying for a brand new passport under your name, dressing up as you.
But we're paying this sometimes it's the Russians hacking, so good luck, Vladimir, being me. I have no Dave O'Neill. What is my agenda?
No, well,
Thursday night, you got the French Gully Footy Club. Friday night, you got a gig for plumbers.
I remember
Yeah.
too the bit of Tony Mockbell about you.
Yeah.
Remember his passport photo.
Yeah, with the skew with the skew with wig.
The wig.
Also, old Vladimir is going to have to give up his vodka habit and replace it with Diet Coke, your
Exactly.
poison of choice.
What are you doing?
You're still
drinking
swinging it. We told you last week. It's bad for you.
It's just for the taste of it.
No, stop
Diet
saying that.
Coke.
The catchy slogan doesn't hide the fact that you
I'm
read
giving
that it's
up.
bad for you.
I'm giving up.
You're not giving it up.
I'm going to give it up.
Sure,
Give it up.
mate.
Don't worry, my wife and kids are on the case. Don't
Stick to
worry.
your guns, mate. There's still 90-year-old Japanese ladies that smoke a packet a day.
Oh, good
They're happy.
logic.
They're stress-free.
Perfect.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Dave O'Neill's here.
And
Still celebrating.
celebrating, and also other big news. It's being announced that I'm the new CEO of Essendon. So
Oh, it's your turn.
it was between me and Ricky Nixon, and
Dear
You
God.
beat him out.
I beat him out because I've got an arts degree, and they said that they don't mind if I'm part of the white supremacy church that I go to every.
Sure, that's
Yeah.
fine. All good.
That's
All
fine.
good.
I've been bankrupt 8 times. You're perfect, Dave, and I'm
Mate, you
getting
just get the coterie members to bail you out.
I'm getting Danks. What's that guy? He's coming back.
Yeah,
Stephen
Danks.
Danks.
Dino's going to be consultant. He's going to be their fitness coach.
And the weapon. Remember the weapon?
They're all coming back.
Yeah, he didn't actually have a name. He's just the weapon.
Really?
Yeah, Dank's right-hand man.
Really? And
Yeah.
still anonymous, is he, the
It was
weapon?
just the weapon they referred to him as.
Our slogan we're going with now is don the sash and get on the hash. That's, we're embracing.
If you're an Essendon fan, 13, 24, 10, we want your perspective because we're enjoying this mildly, to be honest.
But, they've
Yeah.
got Brad Scott, he'll be a good coach.
That is a good appointment.
Yeah.
We think it needs a serious figure to straighten up this football club. So I'm proposing that because did you know Brad Scott's second name is Walter? So I'm thinking now, people get later in life and they maybe get into a very high position, they get a CEO's job or whatever, and they bring in their second name as their first name.
Yeah.
I think it's time for Walter Scott to
emerge.
be coaching the Essendon Football Club.
Colonel Sanders, get him in.
The Colonel.
Hey, what about
Geelong?
But you're punching down though, mate, because you are a Geelong supporter.
I am Geelong.
You were at the grand final last week.
I was there and I was texting everyone to try and get tickets because
Yes.
I couldn't get any. And eventually a guy I knew who ran Core Box said, he's friend of a friend, a dentist, like he was a dentist or something. I had to buy tickets off him.
Really?
And
A
so,
dentist?
yeah, and so, I mean, he threw in a free root canal. That was good.
The dentist played 300 games, did he? Got 2 free tickets. He's
He
scalping
bought him off someone.
Did he?
And he got entry into a corporate box, so he just wanted to offload them. And so I picked up the tickets at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Wow,
Yeah.
last minute.
Yeah, Cricketers Arms. And then me and my daughter Kitty, we went to the game, and it was fantastic.
It wasn't fantastic.
Well, no, it was good for us.
Yeah.
Good
Bad
for
for
Geelong
the
supporters.
cheer, the red and the white. You're
When-
going home on an early flight. Yeah, that's what I was
when
chanting.
Buddy
Oh,
finally
were
touched...
you chanting that, were you, Dave?
Oh, mate. The Swan. I was surrounded by Swan supporters. There were a lot of Swan supporters there.
There
Well,
was.
yeah, because I know that they were the first kind of interstate team, but
Yeah.
a lot of people that barracked for South
Melbourne,
Melbourne just
yeah.
transferred. They're not all from Sydney.
Yeah, you're
City
right
Swan
about that,
supporters.
Swanee.
Yeah.
They're well
There's
followed,
heaps.
the
All
clubs.
the ones I I know, they live in Melbourne and they're South Melbourne supporters originally.
And also, I'd been to that Collingwood game, the Collingwood final.
Yeah.
And man, the Swans supporters are good looking.
Really?
Compared to Collingwood.
Well, no, that's controversial.
Absolutely
I've never
not.
heard a statement like that before.
They're good looking and they're well groomed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, when
Sophisticated.
Lawrence Mooney has a theory is that when there's a decision that they go, yeah, then they talk amongst each other because they don't know what's going on. Is he getting a yellow card? No, that's Sock. I don't know what's going on.
Congratulations, Dave.
Hey, also, I asked a little bit of backstory too. Now, I think Peeny just making jokes might have, because no one takes him seriously. When it's time for some sort of seriousness, it sort of flies over the top of people's heads. And I told him, I said, look, when you're going in to do front bar, if Kerry Stokes is there, make sure you ask Kerry for a couple of tickets for Dave, because he's a big Geelong supporter. And then, yes, Kerry Stokes was there after the show, came in to say to Sam, well done, all that sort of garbage. He said, Sam, do you need anything? And Sam said, can I have 23 tickets and a tractor? Because he owns Caterpillar.
Not taking it seriously.
So Kerry never came back to him.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's very rare that I have a grim day where everything goes wrong, because I seem to lead a very charmed life, and I can find the little glimmers of joy in almost anything, like a nice tree or a good letterbox that fills me with joy.
You're like Wooey the Bat. You stay positive, aren't you?
Exactly. I am Wooey the Bat.
You're positive.
In human form. But yesterday, the weirdest thing happened. Everything went wrong. Nothing went my way, and I'm gonna tell you about it. So I'm in Sydney. I'm hosting the Upfronts for Channel 10, which I'm very excited to do because I get to work with my new sweetheart, Abby Chatfield. And
what's an Upfront, Swanee?
Very fun. Upfront is like a showcase for the TV shows that are coming up next year on 10 and Paramount Plus. So it's very exciting. And I'm here to do that. And generally, I don't really like being away from home, but as you know, I can always put a positive spin on it. And I generally don't like hotels because I find them sad. It's like being in a jail. But I thought, you know what? I'm gonna turn this around, because I'd forgotten that hotels, fancy hotels, have, like a swimming pool and a gym and a sauna and a spa
and a buffet.
Yes, Dave.
No, there's no buffet at this one, but there's all that sort of nice stuff. And I thought, that's what I'll do tonight. But I'd forgotten my bathers. So I thought, what I can do, I can fix this. And I went to the gift shop. There's this weird sort of international gift shop full of frou-frou things in the foyer, and there's these bizarre bathers. And I thought, look, I've only got to wear them once, and they were $50 or something, so cheap. They were half price or quarter off or whatever. Anyway, I bought them, put them in my bag, did all the rehearsals, put them on in my room, and sashayed down to level 4 for a swim and a sauna, only to find the only swimming pool is an outdoor swimming pool, and it's pissing rain here, and there's no sauna or spa.
Wow.
God damn it.
Jeez,
So I
you've
had
been shortchanged there, Swanee. You've used up all your credits on that business class fare.
I know, mate. So I've got this stupid bathing suit that I'm never going to wear again.
One-piecer or two-piecer?
A one-piecer.
Okay.
And then, and so then I just had to sort of put my robe back on and go back to my room, disappointed.
That is sad.
I know,
That's
really sad.
Mm.
Then it got worse.
No, room service? Bad.
No, well, I thought this is the thing. I should have done room service, but I thought I want to get out of the room. I'm starting to feel a bit sad in here, and so I thought I'll take these stupid bathers off, and I'll put my runners on, and I'll go for a quick walk. But it was absolutely like a wall of water,
teeming down.
So the closest thing to me was like a mall or plaza where all the shops were closed anyway. It was about 5 p.m. I know, man. Anyway, I thought there was all the big chain food stores in the food court. Now, I don't know about you, but a food court is depressing. But I can't go anywhere.
They're always giving away that cheap Chinese. The Chinese food late.
The glistening.
Well, this is the thing. I thought maybe, sometimes there's a secret great meal at a food court,
Very true.
So I thought what I fancy is like a Chinese soup with some dumplings in it and the egg noodles. I love that, right?
Yes.
So I thought, okay. So I looked and I found a small place that was still open, and I ordered the soup. And I was so excited about the soup, I ordered extra soup. I spent $3 on an extra bowl of soup to go with the soup with the dumplings in it. Anyway, I wait for a while. I get the soup. It's basically just hot water with vegetables in it. No flavour. I was so sad.
Should have gone the sweet and sour pork.
Damn, safe.
Just there.
So I was sad, and I was in a food court, and there was a pigeon at my feet, and then I know it was and it was rapidly declining, and I thought, God, what can I do? And I thought, okay, I don't have to have this disgusting soup.
You can eat the pigeon.
Yes.
I'll eat the pigeon. No, so then I went back to the stall and I said, I'll have some prawn hargao. You can't go wrong with prawn hargao. And I like the prawn hargao. They're those translucent prawn dumplings, right? And they're great with lots of soy and lots of chili. So they arrive. I wait another 5 minutes for those. She goes, prawn hargao, and I go up to get them, and I said, oh, where's the chili gone? And she goes, oh, sorry, I've already packed it away.
What?
And I went, oh,
Get it.
I said, I really need it. She goes, nah, is that okay?
No, that's no good.
Okay.
That is
Not
no
really.
good, Swanee.
So then I took my prawn hargao on a big green tray back to the food court. It was so depressing.
The pigeon's
and
back.
then there's the pigeon, and there was a sparrow as well, a sparrow and a pigeon. And I just looked at this food that I'd ordered that was basically inedible, and there was a sparrow on my table pecking away at the receipt. And I just thought, this is awful. And then I thought, okay, this is it. I'm just cutting my losses and going back to my room. And then I had to go to the toilet, and I thought, oh God, I'm not going to make it back to the hotel. I'll just duck in here and have a wee. And I always go to the far left stall in a public toilet.
Really?
Always.
Why is that, you think?
I don't know, I just do. And I pushed open the door, and someone ahead of me had destroyed the toilet. And I just went, oh my God, this is the worst. Nothing is going my way. Nothing.
Wasn't the plasterer who was around at our place last week, was it?
Maybe.
Jeez,
Anyway, things are looking up because I'm here with you today. But my God, what a debacle.
It can be sad away from home. It can be sad.
Sad. It was really sad.
Pigeon won't piss off.
Yeah.
Go away, pigeon.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Neale Whitaker, a friend of the show, judge and interior designer, in which you may have seen him on Love It or Listed Australia, Homemade, and of course the big kahuna, The Block, which continues 7:30 p.m. tonight on Channel 9. And in an uncreepy way, he's just a great smelling human being. Here's Neale.
What do you smell of, friends?
What's your secret?
What do I smell of?
Yeah, because, Sam Payne controversy won't reveal his aftershave on air. Now, everyone knows he wears Creed.
Oh, he'll be furious with you, mate.
Oh, look, I wear some very, very sort of oddball French fragrance called Papyrus. Papyrus by Crivelli.
Well, now, Swanee is here.
There you go.
I thought you were going to say Brute.
Swanee.
I used to do that.
Can you hear me? Yes.
That was your fault, not mine.
That was my fault.
Yes.
Hello, Neale Whitaker.
Hello, Chrissie Swan.
Oh, I cannot believe that I am in Sydney and you are in Melbourne.
I can't believe it.
Oh, what a tragedy. I've got so many questions and I'm probably going to hog this interview. So I just want to give fair warning to Dave and Dino and Jonathan. If you've got any questions, get them out now because I just really want to get down and dirty with my favourite guy, Neale Whitaker.
Hey, Swanee, we can turn your mic off.
You can.
We can control you. Don't worry about that. Hey, the Block's killing it this year, but I was watching last night. Jeez, it's been wet out sort of... Well, what do we call it? We call it Gisborne. It's out Mount Macedon way.
Gisborne, definitely.
Gisborne South.
Gisborne South.
Yeah.
Jeez, it was wet. Sarah Jane was on the tractor last night moving some stones around.
Yes.
It looks like just a mud pit.
It was. It was an absolute, what's the word? Quagmire.
Quagmire.
For the Quagmire. I love that word. Yeah, I mean, look, when the judges went down every weekend, it wasn't too bad because it wasn't actually raining. All the damage was done during the week, but It was muddy.
Neil.
It was muddy.
Neil, what percentage of contestants don't come on the show with pure renovation intentions, but are instead Instagram douchebags?
This is controversial.
That's straight into it. Don't hold back.
Are you referring to an ex-teammate of mine who lasted about one day?
I certainly am, John.
Well, look, they missed all the mud. But no, look, that's the first time that's ever happened in my 12 years on the block.
Right.
Seriously. So,
Okay.
so not very often is the answer to your question.
Interesting, thank you.
I think it's a great opportunity, though. I mean, people make fun of people that kind of turn their, 15 minutes of fame, I guess, the opportunity to be on a reality show into something else. But, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Fun. My wife and her mate nominated this year.
Really?
Yeah, to try and go in.
Yeah, why didn't she get in? I thought she would have been a shoo-in.
Well, she was so excited. I said, you do realise there's about 20,000 other nominees as well, Swan. So the percentages say that you're not going to make it. She thought she was in. Don't worry, she had the plans, Neil, all ready to go. But she's excited, and everyone else is excited as well.
But she should try again, because sometimes that happens.
Yes.
If you don't get in 1 year, keep on.
Well, I tell you what, she might be able to fix up, because at the moment, I think you're about to go into a guest room, but a lot of the people have been doing, the contestants have been going for a kids' room.
Yeah.
But kids' rooms just fill up full of mess. So I've just recently been to the tip with all the kids' toys. And
Brownie
all
loves the
kids'
tip,
junk.
by the way, Neil.
I love it. I'm a tip rat.
Do you go the old school tip? Is there any old school tips left?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I do.
yes, there are.
And I talked to my mate Merv out there.
Oh, yeah.
Merv is one of the workers. He's a beauty anyway.
Do you go to Nunawading tip, where I used to go as a kid?
No, I go to the White Horse one.
Oh, the White Horse one.
I'm a bit of a fan of the tip too, near where I live in New South Wales.
Tip's good.
Country tips are more
Country tip.
old-fashioned, yes.
But how do you do a kids' room without it turning into a junk pile and end up having to go to the tip like I did?
Storage.
You're asking this question to a man that doesn't have kids.
Yeah.
But look,
You are the judge, though.
I'll do
That's
my
never
exactly.
stopped Super Nanny.
Good point, son.
What a
Super
fraud.
nanny. Super nanny.
See, she's never birthed a child. Shut up, Joe.
Look, on the show, I mean, the kids' rooms that we always admire the most, I guess, are the ones that are super adaptable, that can grow with the child.
True.
Also, the ones that can easily be turned back to an adult room or a teen room. So nothing is absolutely bolted to the wall or fixed to the wall. They're the ones that are the smartest ones, really.
Yeah, the racing car bed is only good.
Yes, exactly. It has a limited life, doesn't it?
But how impressive is that? How many brownie points do you get when you unveil the racing car bread? Look,
I had one of those
the
in
block
times,
is
no.
on. It's a sensation. Yeah.
But when your kid turns into an emo, they're not happy with their racing car bed.
No. The
I had a
block is a
racing car bed.
sensation. Neale Whitaker's a sensation on it. Everyone's watching it. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Neale Whitaker, I have done something which it's like an act of defiance against society.
Ooh.
I have removed and taken to the tip, just quietly, all the pillows on my bed. And now I only have the pillow I rest my head on and one European pillow. The end. What do you make of that?
No cushions.
I'm stunned. I don't know. I don't know what to say. No, good on you. Good on you. I mean, we should all get rid of our pillows very often, because pillows are not good when they start aging.
Yes,
you take
but
those
even when they're not,
off.
even when they're brand new, Neil, society tells us that we need 8 goddamn cushions on our bed, and they spend most of their time thrown on the floor. And I was like, my room always looks like a jumping pit. What's going on? And I realised it was the cushions, and they're pointless, and I hate them. And I only had them there because society told me to have them, and I've thrown them away.
Chrissie, am I that society that's been telling you that all these
Neil.
years? I am,
Yes,
aren't
you
I?
are.
You bastard.
Look, I stand corrected. I feel very chastised
Thank you.
at this precise moment.
I will send
but
you
at the end of the day, you have as many cushions or pillows on the bed as you want, really. But I'm kind of with you.
I'll send you a photo of what's there, and I think you'll be impressed.
Hey,
most
real
of us
quick,
have too many.
How do you know when your feather pillow's cooked? Because I've only got feather pillows. How do you know when they're cooked?
When it's cooked?
Yeah.
What do you mean when it's cooked?
Like when
when
it's
they're done.
ready to be replaced.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the feathers. It'll be the colour of the actual pillow itself. Is it a bit stained?
Yes.
A bit stained.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But you can wash the pillow ones. You take them to a specialist dry cleaner.
But you get to that stage where you just know. You just take one look at that pillow and you think,
Okay.
it's gone.
Time to play, Swanee.
Ace
Yes.
or disgrace with Neale Whitaker.
A round of ace or disgrace. I've got a few interior design questions
I
here.
love this.
Okay. I'm ready.
First of all, this one is from Jack. Indoor plants. He says, look, his actual quote is, gays froth a whole lot of indoor plants. He doesn't like them. He is also gay, by the way. That wasn't a slur. He's like, ugh, I want like one plant, maybe two, not a greenhouse. Where do you stand on that, Neil?
Do I have to say one word? Ace or disgrace?
Yeah.
Indoor plants.
Ace.
Absolutely.
You love them?
I'm a heterosexual man, but I've got two fiddle leaves.
You dog, you've been
Two
to my
fiddle leaves and
apartment.
we care for them.
What do you think of my apartment then?
It looks like a greenhouse.
Yes,
That's ace.
That looks great.
Of course it's ace.
Ace.
No-brainer.
Definitely.
I've got a very controversial ace or disgrace, which I'm going to leave until last.
Ooh.
First of all, sweepable carpets. They were a big thing in the 70s. My house in East Doncaster had them, and I'm wondering, is it ace or a disgrace?
It would have to be ace, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
It would have to be.
Lazy Susans.
Oh.
Ace or disgrace?
I think a disgrace.
Okay, fair enough. And also, what did Susan do so wrong to be labelled lazy for time immemorial? Brown as a colour choice in tiles.
Ace. Triple ace.
It's back, is it?
Yep.
French doors, ace or disgrace?
Absolutely ace.
Hooray!
Ace.
French kissing.
Ace.
Yes, Neil.
French kissing is actually the top of the tree.
French kissing
sexually.
in the USA.
Yeah. High gloss floor tiles, ace or disgrace?
Disgrace.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Neil.
Disgrace.
Yeah.
Agreed. And the last one, now this one is controversial, I think.
No.
The Hamptons as a decorating style, ace or disgrace? Now.
Ace.
That's big, Neil.
Still?
Ace.
I just find that once Metricon has a Hamptons package, you know that the horse is bolted.
No, it's timeless.
It's timeless. Thank you. It's timeless.
Is it?
Hamptons can be done so many different ways, Chrissie. It's an ace. It's never going to be a disgrace.
All right, I
Neale
trust
Whitaker.
you, Neil Whitaker. I trust you with my life.
We're going to let you get back to your country estate where you ride around on a horse, Vladimir Putin style.
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, shirtless. Yeah.
The Block continues 7:30 tonight on Channel 9. Thanks for coming in, as always.
Thanks, guys.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
That's right, news coming up soon. But first of all, Dino, I love a proposal.
Oh, yes.
I love the romance. I love the romance of a public proposal.
You're the only person that's been married in this entire studio.
Yeah.
So none of us have been in that situation
I think
ever. No one's ever asked me to marry them.
Is that right?
13, 24, 10.
Yeah.
Dave, have you ever...
Oh, are you saying you're calling out for people to call in and ask me to marry them?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what?
perfect match.
I'd probably do it.
Get Greg Evans on the phone. Dave, have you ever get leant down on the one kneeth?
I proposed to my long-term partner in Paris in a cafeteria in a department store.
Were you swinging a Diet Coke at the time?
Probably, yeah, I was. We'd been to the buffet and a big day.
What did you say when you got down on one knee?
I bought a ring.
Oh, wow. You really did it.
Yeah, and we were going to get married, but it's been a long engagement.
How long?
20 years. Yeah, 20 years.
Oh, my God.
So I don't think we're going to do
So
it.
I am out of our whole team, I am the only one married.
Talk us through
Yeah.
it. I mean, I always remember your first date with Kyle's at the Gloria Jeans, and you wore
Yeah,
stubby
no, it was
shorts.
Coffee Club.
Coffee Club. Sorry.
Coffee Club. I hope you ordered the Mugachino.
Yeah,
They're
it wasn't-
famous for that.
Absolutely, I went for the
It
Mugachino.
was Coffee Club, not Gloria Jeans.
Sorry.
How
Get the
dare you.
details
So
right.
where was the proposal at
It was over at
Starbucks?
it was over at Bunker Bay. It was at Bunker Bay in WA, just in the Margaret River region. It was beautiful. I went down there, but I just had a knee operation, so I couldn't kneel down. So I just proposed to her. She said yes, fortunate enough for me. And then we went out for dinner that night and we had swingers sitting beside us on the table.
Yes.
They tried to get us to go back to their room.
Yes.
On the night that I got engaged. A lot of regrets there. I should have gone back.
If only you could turn back time.
But this proposal gone wrong at the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Boston Red Sox, two big teams in the Major League Baseball in America, when this young fella decided he's going to come up with a public proposal. And he's obviously tipped off the cameraman and he's got down and his dear girlfriend has come back from the drink station with a couple of drinks in hand, and he's decided to bend down on the one knee, and he's rolled out. I thought it was a bit of trickery. He's decided to go with a ring pop. That's a bit of fun. And
what's a ring pop?
A ring pop, you know, like a kablooey, you know, the ring pop, you have the lollies.
A
you go on
lollipop,
there.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And, well, she's not happy with that. She was offended by it and then slaps him in the face and said, what the F is wrong with you? This is all caught on camera. And then tells him to go F himself.
What, and you can lip read all that?
There's video. It's a little bit inaudible, Swanee. But so he's absolutely copped it. Now, as a bit of a prank and as a bit of a joke, she didn't realise that he actually had the proper ring in his pocket.
Oh, no. And so then what happened?
So she said no. She said no. So it's all
God, I think he's dodged a bullet there. It sounds like she's got no sense of humour.
No sense of humour.
No sense of humour. There is nothing where there's no worse indictment on a human being.
I hope she dies alone.
Me too. Let's make sure of it.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Jonathan, that sweater is disgusting.
How very dare.
That's how you play.
That's shocking.
This is how you play. Now, sometimes people have no filter.
True.
And they say things to you, and often they don't think they're saying the wrong thing. But sometimes it takes the oxygen out of you, and you've just got to say, how very dare. Instagram is generally, for me, it's been a beautiful, positive experience. And that's the only reason that's the only one that I have. You can come in. Ollie's bringing me a glass of water. How nice is this?
Oh, Ollie, good to see you,
Thank
brother.
you, Ollie.
Nice
You're the
haircut,
best.
mate. All the best.
Handsome devil.
Got a water boy.
But somebody has commented on a post of mine, and it really took the wind out of my sails. Okay. I want you to play along, by the way, 13 24 10. If you've got any times that people have said to you something that's made you say, how very dare you, we've got heaps of prizes. Might be donuts, might be wine.
It'll be good stuff.
It'll be good stuff. But first of all, I want to flag this with you, and I think you're going to be shocked. Now, you and I, Brownie, we're like, best friends. We've known each other for so long. Dino the same. And Dave O'Neill, in the studio there, you've actually known me the longest, would you believe? 15 years more.
Yeah, 15 years, yep.
Somebody has written this about me, and I need your opinion. You have become a person so full of themselves, I really want the old you back.
Whoa! Shots fired.
Wait.
Straight to the point.
She goes on. Sorry, not many would pick up on it. I still like you, but I already think the boys have tried to tell you that you are becoming a pain in the ass. And that's just my old wise person's opinion.
Wow.
Now,
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know Pangy was on Instagram.
The problem is...
He's been threatening for a long time to get on the gram.
Masquerading as a woman.
The problem is this. I don't know 100% if she is wrong. Because, I have become quite boring.
Yeah, you're a mole.
You know what I mean? I have changed. I'm walking, which is boring, and I don't drink, which is boring, and I go to sleep, which is boring, and that could easily be seen as me becoming a pain in the ass.
You've got 15 pillows on your bed.
I don't.
Boring.
That's boring.
Yeah.
So, guys, I ask you, first of all, 13 24 10, has anybody said something to you that's made you initially feel, oh, my God, how very dare you? Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But I ask you, three men who I respect and love very much, who have known me through many incarnations. I mean, Dave, you knew me before I even had kids.
It's true.
Am I, hand on heart, becoming a pain in the ass?
No, but I'm not here much.
Dino and Brownie, am I becoming a pain in the ass? Because if the answer is yes, then I'm in trouble because I've never felt more myself.
Yeah. No, from our end, giant pain in the ass.
Jonathan, it's a bit annoying now you won't have a drink with us on a Friday for the last segment.
Hey.
I do have a Diet Coke.
Yeah, or some flash tonic
Having
water.
said that, I never, ever had a drink on a Friday with you guys. Ever.
When Swanee stopped hog-tying trolley boys, I thought she lost her edge.
Stop whipping him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Of course
Jonathan.
not, Swanee. You've just cooked me old man up about 25 servings of spaghetti bolognese.
I have. Does that...
As long as you keep doing that,
Swanee,
everyone's happy.
If you ever start listening to numbnuts on Instagram, then your mental health won't be great.
I know, but it was just so honest, and she felt like she didn't want to say it, but she had to.
So it's a she.
And then she threw you guys under the bus as well. I think the boys have tried to tell you are becoming a pain in the ass.
How?
Have I missed the signs?
Ask her specifically how we've tried to tell you you're a pain in the ass.
Okay, I will.
This isn't over.
I'll go back and find it. But I do worry that I am becoming a pain in the ass because it is annoying when people aren't fun anymore, and I do think maybe I'm not fun anymore.
Dave, you've been through this.
Oh, I had someone the other day say something to me.
What did they say?
Well, no, it's
On
just
Instagram?
No, in real life. I was doing a gig for veterinarians in Sydney, and there's nothing like to bring you back down to earth at this gig in Sydney for a Melbourne comic.
First of all, did they take your temperature by sticking something up your bum? And did you look affronted like my cat always
Yes,
does?
they do that look.
The sound that it happened when the thermometer went up.
Yes, please. I walk in and this woman goes, "Oh, my friend wants to get a photo with you." And as I'm getting the photo taken, she's a big fan. And then this other one goes, "She thinks you're Alan Bro." And then this other person goes, "I thought you were Matt Preston."
Yeah.
And then as I was leaving, this woman goes, and I said all this on stage when I go up. She thought I was Matt Preston. She thought I was Alan Bro. Have we got a Shane Jacobson? You know.
Oh my God!
As I was leaving, this woman goes, "I seriously thought you were Jonathan Coleman."
Oh my God!
He's been dead for 2 years.
Oh, Dave!
Jonathan Coleman.
That's poor. How very dare you?
No KD Lang's amongst that.
No.
Renee Lawrence?
No. Dawn Fraser.
Oh, brother.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Someone told me that not many would pick up on it, but I've become a real pain in the ass.
Real ass pain.
Real ass pain.
Very dare you.
What was that on Instagram, Swanee?
Yeah. Generally, it's a beautiful place for me. I love Instagram.
positive.
I love
What was the post?
it was just a necklace that I found. Unrelated.
Really?
Anyway, how very dare you? I think you might. I mean, look, you could be right. Is the thing,
Mate.
That's the great ingredient of how very dare you is that often they're a little bit right.
Slice of truth.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Kelly from Croydon. When have you had to say how very dare you?
I just had to do it then. My son's sitting next to me. I'm doing school drop-off, and he said, "Hey, Mum, you're boring like Chrissie."
How very dare you?
I'm sure you're not boring.
Kelly, it takes a long mental health journey to get this boring. Tell him.
Also, you know,
It has. It's taken a good 12 months. I'm walking every day, and I go to sleep early at night, but I'm feeling the best of it.
Snore!
Absolutely,
yeah, but
Kel.
those kids don't know about your 20s when you were crawling at the Dorset Gardens Hotel every night. Bloody Croydon Hotel.
Not the dirty Dorset.
The dirty Dorset.
The dirty Dorset.
Kelly, you could win 10K for getting on the radio, and you've got a whole bunch of Daniel's donuts, 12 of them, 13 of them.
don't give
Eat
it to
them
your son.
eat them in front of that little
Thank
putz.
you so much.
Eat them in front of that little putz. I love it. How very dare you. Bella from Morty Alec, when have you had to say it?
Well, I'm actually a kindergarten teacher, and we were learning about the human body.
Oh.
And this child put their hand up and just goes, "Bella, when I grow up, am I going to have a big nose like you?"
How very dare you.
And I told them yes, because I was just feeling mean. And I said, "Yes, you will." And I've never forgotten it.
You
How
turned
did
on the kid.
yeah, that's good. How did the kid cop it back?
They didn't look happy. And funnily enough, I've had a nose job since then. So So don't
Oh, Bella.
Wow, Bella.
God damn them. How very dare they. Donuts for you. Don't give them to those big nose naming kids.
Kelly.
St. Helena.
Kelly.
How are you, Kelly? That's in Greensboro. Anyone
Is it? Thank you. I didn't know that.
Oh, Melway's Dave.
Yeah, Miss
Kel?
Miles.
Hi, guys.
What happened?
Well, I was in a supermarket and I had both my kids with me, and the woman commented on how beautiful my children were, and then she looked at me and said, "Oh, they must look like their fathers."
Oh, yes. That's a good one.
Yes.
How very... It just really strips the wind out of your sails, doesn't it? What do you say?
Well, I couldn't say anything. I was so stripped. I was just like, oh, my God.
Wait, did they actually mean, A, they're good-looking kids, but, true, but also they don't look like you? It might not be me.
No. She was looking at me like I was feral.
Good explanation, Dan. It sounds like you would be that sort of person that would say that to Kelly.
I tried.
Jeez, that's a hard one. I know how you come back from that.
What goes through these people's heads? I would never say something like that.
I know, it was so mean.
And Kelly, I would never go onto someone's Instagram page and tell them that they'd become a pain in the ass.
And you have not, and you're not boring.
I am a bit boring though, Kel. I am. I really am.
Donuts,
I am
Kel.
boring.
Come on,
Donuts,
Kel.
Daniels.
You've got your donuts. You don't need to load her up with compliments,
Well,
Kel.
maybe some wine for Kel. Maybe she wants 6 bottles of Zonzo Estate wine.
The
I
finest.
would love wine.
Yes,
That makes me
Kelly.
feel so much better.
Drink them while you go and find that woman and lash out at her.
It's in the heart of the Yarra Valley. Zonzo
yes.
Estate, it's off the hook. Done.
Come on, Beck. Bring us home with the opposite of a compliment, a whack that you copped.
Yeah, well, quite a few years ago, I was a lot heavier than what I am now, and we were at the beach with our family, and I hate wearing bathing suits, and I had my bathing suit on and went to walk into the water, and my father-in-law said, "Watch out, here comes the whale."
Jesus! That's harsh. Oh, my God. What?
Beck, are you joking?
No, I'm terribly serious. And my husband then proceeded to defend
So
his father.
that's his dad.
Yeah, and my husband proceeded to defend him by saying, "Oh, he's just comfortable with you."
That's even worse,
What
man.
a putz.
What a putz. How's the divorce settlement going along? Is it all right?
I know. It took me a long time to get over it. Actually, I don't think I am over it.
No, I don't think you are. Did you say anything at the time, or those sorts of things sort of completely disable you?
I was very upset, and my mother-in-law actually said, "Oh, what about your big nose, Alan?"
Yeah, Alan.
Not that, Alan.
Alan, you big nose
No.
ding dong.
And I love that she was trying to fix it, but
Yeah.
it does. And you don't want to make a big deal of it. You don't want to say, "Get stuffed, Alan."
Yeah.
Do not watch Free Willy in the room with Alan. It's high risk.
Now, Beck,
Yeah,
would you-
but I think the donuts would go down really well.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta-
donuts
Eat
for
him,
you.
eat him in
Donuts
front of
for you.
Alan.
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah.
And also, Alan, if you're listening, how very, very dare you?
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Lynn McGranger. You may have seen her on Dancing with the Stars, Flying Doctors, and of course, Home and Away for the last 29 years. So you may have seen her in one of the 2,674 episodes she starred in. And of course, you can keep watching her on Home and Away, 7 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Channel 7. Here's Lynn.
How wonderful to be sitting next to you, IRL, Lynn.
Thank you, Chrissie. Thank you for having me.
There's that iconic voice. Dino, I know that you have a particular soft spot for Lynn McGranger.
Absolutely. And Lynn, do you mind if I call you Irene? Is that
Yes, I do.
Okay. I just feel like I know you and I could come to you with my problems and you would give me some real honest advice.
Darling, I'd come to you with, I would let you come to me with your problems even if you call me Lynn, and I'd probably give you better advice.
Fair enough.
Right.
Great point.
And a spliff. Who knows?
Well,
Not
loves
anymore,
us.
Chrissie.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
The old days.
Lynn used to be on the Hong Kongs back in the day.
Of course, yeah.
But now, Lynn, we'll just get this out of the way. Now, if you've got a prescription, you can get some weed legally.
Yeah, but you know what? I haven't inhaled anything into my lungs except air for a long, long time, so I can't do that anymore, even if I wanted to.
You know, Lynn, I want to ask you. Somebody sent me a message saying that I'd become, because I've changed, lots of bits and bobs. Very boring. Don't drink anymore. See?
Oh, don't you?
No. And I've been exercising, but not for any other reason than for my brain and anxiety. But this one woman said that I've become very boring.
Really?
Yes, a pain in the ass. She said.
Oh, how nice of her.
Do you believe that you are also a pain in the ass?
Look, I probably am, but I don't think smoking dope or not smoking dope has got anything to do with it. I've probably become a tad more responsible in some areas of my life.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm still grossly irresponsible in other areas of my life.
Of course, we're talking about the book that you wrote. It's wonderful. Still available, of course. Get onto that. We've got to talk about Home and Away.
Yes.
There's a few scandals. Neighbours finished up.
Yes.
And there was a little furore that when Home and Away won the Logie, that they did not mention their colleagues at Neighbours. What's your take on that?
Well, when you say that we didn't mention up on stage, is that what you mean? Yes. I wasn't aware of that. But you know what? So many of us were on socials wishing them luck. Defending them. Nothing lasts forever, people. Nothing lasts forever. Home and Away won't last forever. But, it is what it is, and you've just got to go with it. And I just hope that the crew, particularly the crew, because the actors are talented and they'll get gigs, but the crew, I hope that there's work out there for them, because that's the real tough area.
Yeah, that's the cut.
Who's your arch rival now, though, Lynn? Because it's like saying, Carlton-Collingwood, the great rivalry, and all of a sudden you take Carlton out of the competition. Who's your natural rival now?
Well, honestly, Brownie, we were never rivals, because we were always on, we were always on different channels, and we were always at different times.
Oh, yeah.
And even in the UK, when we were on Channel 5 or 5 Plus or 5 Fingers, I don't know what the hell it's called.
Five fingers.
Five something or other. And we ran kind of back to back. They were on at, say, 6 and we were on at 6:30.
That's interesting. I didn't realise that.
Yes. So
I always thought it was one or the other. You were one or the other.
No, I think if you love your soaps, you watched both. And obviously it's like anything. It's like Days of Our Lives or As the World Turns,
Young
maybe.
and the Restless.
Yes.
Bold and the Beautiful.
Speaking about soaps, you did mention in our intro, that you were on Flying Doctors a long time ago. I love Flying Doctors.
Yep.
Were you in the episode, or were you on set when the great Robert Dipier Domenico made an appearance as Bruce the truck driver?
You know what, Brownie? I'm going to say no. I played Janet, who was the mother of an asthmatic girl who had been kidnapped by her dad. And we were, bush bashing, and I was stressing, and I just remember I had no idea what I was doing. No idea.
They say that's the day television died, when Dipper.
I thought you were going to say when I played Janet.
No.
Hey, Lynn, Dino was asking you for advice, but I saw on Twitter recently, I was looking at your feed, you were asking people, this was your tweet, how do you stop a neighbour's dog from incessantly barking?
Geez.
Asking for a friend, which is so annoying.
Such a problem, isn't it?
Look, it's awful, and I don't want to be that woman that goes and... Because we're on a battle axe block, right? And so we've got about 7 neighbours around us, all great people.
Yes.
But these people moved in earlier in the year, I beg your pardon, and they've got this dopey blonde curly thing, and that sounds like I don't like dogs. I do like dogs.
Sounds like my dog Murphy.
This dopey blonde curly thing who just barks, and they go out and they leave it out. So, look, it's interminable.
Great question. How do you do it, Brownie? You're pretty diplomatic. What advice have you got for Lynn?
Well, I've got some real strong snail bait. If you need some, I can send it up.
Good plan.
Well, can I just say that Paul, my partner, threw balls over the backyard.
Oh, no.
Yes.
And with things like train your dog not to bark.
Oh, yes.
Get your dog trained. And then I've realised, because I saw them walking the other day, and I don't want to be that woman that goes up and goes, excuse me, but your dog dog needs to get knackered because it is just bark. It hasn't been to sex.
Oh, so you saw the little bag
saw
of
them.
the 2 Kiwis.
Yeah, saw them.
And if that moron has kids, well...
I know. Heaven help us all. But... touch wood, there hasn't been any barking, so either it's gone for a holiday to doggy heaven, or it's gone to, it sounds awful that I don't like animals. I do like them, but this one is
I can annoy you.
Got hit by a truck driven by a Bruce.
Hey, do you want to do a tight 5 with Lynn?
Yes, here we go. Time for...
Tight 5.
Here we go. It's just the best opportunity now. It's almost like... speed dating.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to get to know you better, even though we've known you for decades.
Yes.
And we love you so much.
Oh, thank you, Chrissie. Thank you. We love you.
Particularly love it when you talk about weed, because it's something, just the way you said, oh, I used to love it.
I did.
We use that all the time,
Wait,
that thing.
Lynn, what activities would you do after... the devil's lettuce.
See, cheesels.
What activities?
Yeah, like...
Oh, you mean
hungry?
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, look, yes, smash peanut butter on toast. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
And toasted cheese and tomato. I can't believe I'm talking about this. Cheese and tomato sandwiches. Luckily, I've never had too much of a sweet tooth.
No.
Dino goes canoeing down the Yarra.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, Lynn. But I have a prescription and it's necessary, so... yeah.
Old footy injuries.
Yeah, glaucoma's a son of a bitch.
Let's go back to our tight 5 with the wonderful Lynn McGranger, someone that we've all grown up with. What is your go-to midnight snack?
Go-to midnight snack?
I mean, obviously you're asleep because you're a pain in the ass like me.
Yes, but if I am hungry, I will get up and have maybe a handful of nuts or a slice of cheese.
Just a slice of cheese?
Yep.
Okay.
You are looking very tidy.
Oh, thank you.
Who's the biggest Sydney Swans heartthrob?
Oh, gee, gosh, there's so
There's
many.
a few of them.
You're a big Swans
I'm
fan.
a huge Swans fan. I was gutted, but not as gutted as the boys. So, it's at the end of the day, it's a game with the ball. It's not brain cancer. It's not the Ukraine.
That's
so,
true.
Isaac Heaney.
Isaac's cute. I think Millsy.
Oh,
I think Callum Mills
Strong
is
leader.
very hunky, and I also love, of course, I love Goodsey, and of course, I love Mickey O.
John Longmire.
And John Horse is a
Buddy.
bit cute.
Horse,
Why is he called Horse,
Why
Lynn?
is he called Horse?
Don't know. Okay. I could hazard a guess,
He knows.
but I don't know. But
If you could hazard a guess, what would it be?
Good question.
I think it's because he says nay a lot.
I agree. Just before the boys run out.
Yeah, nay.
Hey, boys.
Who is your favourite person, actor or otherwise, that's ever been on Home and Away?
Oh, gosh. That's like saying, who's your favourite child?
And we all know everyone has one.
Oh,
so
look,
give it to us.
there's so many of them, but I have to say that Ada is my dear friend.
The gorgeous Ada
and I
Nicodemo.
love her, and we're great buddies. And it's a wonder we don't get sick of each other because we share a dressing room. We work together. We sometimes socialise together, but we're just
Sometimes
good
you
mates.
just fall in love with someone and you never ever get sick of them.
Yes,
Isn't that
exactly.
wonderful?
I know, it is wonderful.
It's a wonderful gift.
And she's not high maintenance,
Yeah.
and neither am I, so I think that helps.
Who is high maintenance on the set?
Oh, darling, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Definitely Alf.
Absolutely.
No,
Ray Ma.
so no.
Definitely not Raymar. What is your go-to karaoke song? If you and I were out and about, what would you put on
Okay,
first?
the longest karaoke song in the world, Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
The Great Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. And the song goes for a couple of months. So long.
Do you have a bong break halfway through? Not anymore, I know. We just
No,
gotta be
not
very
anymore.
clear.
Not anymore.
We just love that element of your personality. It's very relatable. And the last tight 5, hang on, my phone has closed. As you know, I'm in Sydney.
Jeez, it's been a tight 15.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
know.
tight
You've got to pick a Hemsworth. Chris, Luke or Liam?
Oh, easy, Chris.
Chris.
Only because I've worked with him and I just know what a lovely human he is.
Lynn, you
Right.
knew Thor before he was Thor. You knew
I
when he
knew-
was broke.
I knew him when he was only a little bit Thor.
Can he act?
Oh, can he act? And is he dedicated? And is he not a wanker?
Wonderful.
Absolutely, yes.
I bet he's not getting Instagram messages that he's become a pain in the ass.
No.
Lynn McGranger, as usual, an absolute thrill to see you in person.
Thank
here in
you,
Sydney.
guys. Thank you so
Last
much.
questions, boys.
Dave, I feel like you should talk to Lynn more real quick before we go.
I love home and away. So how many more years do you reckon home and away? 10 more years?
Dave, I don't know, darling. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have any balls. But anyway, because the dog over the backyard has got them.
7 p.m, Monday to Thursday.
I'd say a long time. I'd say 10 more years.
I reckon.
I hope so, love. I mean, I don't know if Irene might be in a Zimmer frame by then, but... oh, by the way, watch it tonight because Marilyn's evil daughter, it all is there and it all comes to its...
Is Marilyn okay? I've seen some pictures that looks like she's having a
on Home and Away.
Yes,
because she is, because her daughter, who is played by the lovely Sophie,
Ella Spexter.
God, Nolan, is an evil mole.
Whoa. What?
Yes.
Lynn, we love you.
Irene.
Until next time.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.